Right. How many did we lose? Gawain, Ector, and Bors. That's 5. 3, sir. 3. And we better not risk another frontal assault. That rabbit's dynamite. Would it help to confuse it if we run away more? Oh, shut up and go change your armor. Let us taunt it. It may become so cross that it will make a mistake. Like what? Well, oh. Have we got bows? No. We have the holy hand grenade. Yes, of course. The holy hand grenade of Antioch. 'Tis one of the sacred relics Brother Maynard carries with him. Brother Maynard, bring up the holy hand grenade. Pie su Domine, dona eis requiem. Pie su Domine, dona eis requiem. How does it work? I know not, my liege. Consult the Book of Armaments. Armaments, chapter 2, verses 9 to 21. And Saint Attila raised the hand grenade up on high, saying, O Lord, bless this thy holy hand grenade, that with it thou mayest blow thine enemies to tiny bits in thy mercy. And the Lord did grin, and the people did feast upon the lambs, and sloths, and carp, and anchovies, and orangutans, and breakfast cereals, and fruit bats, and large... Skip a bit, brother. And the Lord did spake, saying, First shalt thou take out the holy pin. Then shalt thou count to 3. No more, no less. 3 shall be the number thou shalt count, and the number of the counting shall be 3. 4 shalt thou not count, nor either count thou 2, excepting that thou then proceed to 3. 5 is right out. Once the number 3, being the third number, be reached, then lobbest thou the holy hand grenade of Antioch toward thy foe, who, being naughty in my sight, shall snuff it. Amen. Amen. Right. 1, 2, 5. 3, sir. 3. Oh.
All right.
I wish you would have saw like the rabbit actually die.
You did see it explode.
You see it explode, but you don't like see like the rabbit. Maybe you got scared and ran away.
What? No, you literally see it explode.
I don't remember seeing it. You just see like an explosion, but you don't see like carcass of the rabbit.
Yes, you do. You see the tiny bits fly around. Go watch it again.
I'm gonna watch it again.
Go.
There were bloody bits?
All the bloody gooey bits.
Oh, bloody rabbit bits. Ooh,
Delicious.
rabbit bites. Mmm.
Have you ever eaten a rabbit over an open fire?
No.
That'll make you feel.
You're
like
still
right
you're
there.
still holding on to that, man. From
It's so good.
Royal Rangers or something.
Shut up, man. Why
Brian's
you gotta be like that?
Brian's already sick of us, and we're barely in.
Man.
That's some good stuff right there. If you do not know where Katie's quote is from, that is from... Oh my gosh, I forgot it. Sorry.
Oh, man.
I know what it is, but the title escaped me literally just now.
I know what it is.
It is from the Monty
Python and the Holy Grails.
Yes.
Holy
Just
Grails.
one.
I thought it was Monty
one.
Python and the Search for the Holy Grail.
No, it was the Holy Grail. Monty
God
Python and the
rest
Holy
their
Grail.
souls. God rest their souls.
No, they're still alive. A few of those guys.
Yeah, there's some of them are.
2 of them are, at least, for sure.
Wow,
Eric.
a whole 2.
Eric
Just like
and, shoot. It's gonna drive me
Bixby.
nuts now. What?
Bixby.
Bixby?
There's no Bixby, but...
There's no Bixby.
God rest their souls. Anyways, welcome back to yet another episode of Bump That episode 122. If you don't know who we are, we've got Brian in this corner.
You're using coconuts!
We've got KT in this corner.
You've got no arms left.
And I'm Milian, your host, and we're siblings who have a love for all things nerdy movies, video games, TV shows, all things of that sort, and decided to talk about it here on the internet with all of you people, and here
And
you
today-
are listening.
Books.
Yes, and books. Okay, we're gonna be studious today. Ooh. Before we go ahead and jump in, let me just say, hit that subscribe button. Become a sibling today. Okay, we're siblings. When you hit that subscribe button, you're part of the family. So join the family. Become a sibling. Also, if you're enjoying the episode or any of our previous episodes, go give it a like and maybe a comment. We love to read them. We love to interact with you guys. So, there's that. Moving on. We actually have short news for once, unless we elongate it for some reason because we go on a tangent.
Slow news week, guys. I did the best I could.
Yeah. I will go ahead and Katie and I can jump in a little bit, maybe at the end or wherever she wants to, and talk about the My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 movie that we saw. We saw it in theaters with our sister. That one right there, KT. It was for her birthday. Happy birthday.
I don't know if the audience wants to hear
birthday.
about Big Fat Greek Wedding 3.
I mean, if they want to go see it, I want to give them a little... Bump That will be there, Brian. Bump That's always there, okay? So we got to let them know.
There to begin.
Bump That is always there. So we got to let the audience know. But we'll jump into that maybe at the end. But let's go first into Elemental, okay? Elemental scores Disney Plus most watched premiere of 2023 so far. And I feel like, well, okay, I'll finish it off. We're audiences just waiting to watch the film at home. And I'll throw my 2 cents and then let you guys talk. This isn't, I mean, it's doing good, but not great. And with the movies that are coming out with Disney right now, it's not something really to be, driving home about. Not
Wait, so pretty much you're saying there's like literally nothing left at this point, and so people are like, well,
I guess
might
I'll
as well
watch
just
it.
watch this since
Yeah.
there's nothing new.
Well, I mean, there are people who are liking it, which is good. There is an audience for it. People are like, it really isn't that bad.
I think it barely just broke even at the box office too.
Right. So, but there's
Barely.
nothing to drive home about this right now. Like, this isn't something to be going, woohoo, we did
Yeah.
it, because it's really not. I don't know. What are your guys' takes on it?
Well, I think you guys hit it right on the money that there's really not a lot else coming out right now. And so it's like, well, we're going to stay in. It's also school time. I know we say that a lot, but it is school time. And when families are together on the weekends, sometimes they don't want to go out. Well, let's see what's new. So, yeah, I think that's a good reason why we're seeing that. Have you guys seen it yet?
I still have not.
Yeah, still no.
Boo.
So it is on Disney Plus, and it's not behind a paywall or anything?
There's still like
know.
good.
Okay.
Here in Minnesota, we still have good weather, and so we try to take advantage of the good weather as much as we can until the snows come. Winter is coming.
Yeah, because then
And,
you guys are just going to be stuck inside for literal
and then we're
months.
stuck inside and can't even, so then that's when we get all our TV watching done.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that makes sense, too. Like, the kids are playing outside. It's still nice. The air is changing a little bit down here in the south. So it's already starting to get a little bit crisp in the mornings and not so hot in the afternoons. So, maybe people aren't watching TV as much. Maybe the kids are, they've got homework. And then, sports are a thing. So movies are kind of... It did come out in the summer. So that's not the greatest excuse. It's just not doing well, honestly. Like, there's an audience for it. That they liked it. That's great. But as a Pixar movie, it's not doing well.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it ain't no Finding Nemo, that's for sure.
No, like that would have broken the box office way forever ago,
And I was thinking about this earlier. When you compare it to the more recent Pixar films, let's even date it back to Onward or even Soul. I mean,
It's funny when you say it like that. That's 4 years ago, but that was literally at the beginning of COVID when everything life changed.
Yeah, life changed.
yeah, and it's like Wow. Okay, so I loved Onward. I
Yeah.
loved Onward.
Yes.
That
yes.
came out right at pandemic time. We were
Yeah.
the only two
That
in
was
the theater.
March 2020, I think.
Yeah.
And so when you think about how quickly they have fallen from grace, that is like an astronomical fall.
Well, even they had Lightyear that was supposed to be a box office hit. And I mean, people,
it had a built-in audience.
yeah,
Built-in
exactly.
audience.
So people went and saw it, but they left disappointed. Now, in Elemental was its own thing, brand new thing, but it was not grabbing people from trailers. So
And I don't know. I feel conflicted because I'm thinking, was I maybe too harsh on it when I saw it? Was I? Did I not give it a fair chance?
People coming out with reviews and they're like, it really was a good movie. Like, it was great. So I don't know.
I need to watch it again. I just don't feel like when I saw it that I enjoyed it. Wesley did not enjoy it.
Well, let's do this. Let's do this then. Find some time this week to watch it. Okay, viewers, you do the same thing. Let's find some time to watch it this upcoming week and then talk about it in the next Bump That episode, because I want to know, like, was this just the hate train, or was it really not a great movie?
Or think of it this way too: whenever the Oscars come next year, and Elementals gets nominated for Best Animated Feature, which it will.
Yeah,
which it will.
It's a Pixar film, of course.
If it wins, does it redeem itself, or
are we talking about the same Academy Awards that's going to be going up against Puss in Boots?
Oh, that'll definitely be nominated.
I think Puss in Boots was the previous
was it?
Oscars. Yeah.
I can't remember.
Sure. Yeah,
well, it'll be going up against Ninja Turtles. It'll be going up against Ruby Gillman. It'll be going up against Spider-Man.
Ruby Gillman, give me a break. That won't even be there.
Miyazaki, the boy in the hand.
Yeah, the also one Wish. Is that one coming out this year?
Yeah, that's Christmas.
That'll be in competition.
Okay,
yeah.
So we'll see with that, but it's not
Trolls,
gonna be.
It'll go against Trolls also.
It won't
Trolls
just
won't get
be.
Nominated.
It's
yes,
a Pixar movie. It's gonna automatically win anymore. We've seen time again that is not the case, so they're not safe in this. But I want to watch it. Find some time to watch it, all of us, and then come back next week with a fresh outlook on it, and then we'll discuss it more, because I think.
Do I have to?
Yes, it's homework. Watch it with the girls. I'm gonna watch it with the boys.
You're gonna watch this movie and you're gonna like it, or not.
He doesn't have to.
You can't make me.
That's it. You just earned another Saturday, mister.
Oh,
you want to go for 2? You want to go for 2?
No.
Wait, what does he say? Did he say like bite me or something like that?
Something like that.
Eat me.
Yeah. Well, anyways, since we're gonna go into video games after this, quickly while we're still in movies, Katie, let's give a brief overview and grade on what we thought about My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3.
First of all,
you didn't even see it, so don't even.
First
but
of
you're
all,
not far off.
My first gripe, it's not at the movie itself. It's how disgusting it was that we had to the movie was supposed to allegedly begin, which we all know it has trailers and credits and all that.
4:35.
Or not credits, but 4:35. We were at least supposed to start the trailers for the movies, the upcoming movies. We had literally 30 minutes of commercials.
Mm-hmm.
For
not trailers. Commercials.
You mean for like popcorn and
yes,
but not
Get
even
yourself
that.
A Pepsi.
Insurance. Jake State Farm?
stuff like that.
Are
and
you feeling down? Do you need to go get help? Call this number.
Yes,
exactly.
Help. Yeah, something like that. 30 minutes
Hashtag
of
not a
commercials.
sponsor.
Yeah.
But the thing was, the reason why is because this movie was not going to do very well. And so they had to sell time, I guess, to people,
Oh my
to
gosh.
advertisers.
I don't know. It was
It was
awful.
was
Actually
awful.
ridiculous. Sitting
Beyond
there
ridiculous.
watching all of this and being like, okay, the clock is ticking. I've been here for such a. What if I had stuff to do afterwards?
They were also advertising for TV shows, which I don't mind, but they were extremely inappropriate.
Yes, they were.
Like, I was uncomfortable.
Like,
I was
I'm
very
in the-
uncomfortable.
Kinda like
theater with
HBO
my
shows?
mom.
Or
Okay,
Like-
yeah, listen. So
like CBS Survivor?
no, listen. So they were doing like a spin-off of The Boys, and
Oh,
they
yeah,
were
yeah.
they were bleeping foul language.
Yeah,
but I was
you
like,
see
I don't
you
wanna-
see it mouthed. You know
Yeah.
what they're saying.
The boys
there
go
was-
to college. Yeah, that's.
And
the
I don't
spin-off.
want to see any of that. I'm not interested in The Boys. I came here to see a movie about a family going to Greece.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah,
actually
wrong crowd.
offensive.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you were watching a rated R comedy, that's when you throw The Boys in.
Yeah,
you know, but
it
not-
actually was
But this movie is
offensive. Not
like,
gonna lie.
I mean, the demographic for this movie is, you know, women in their 40s and 50s and old ladies.
Meanwhile, Ileana and I are like, well,
I'm
okay.
like, my mother is sitting next to me, and there's such inappropriateness on screen,
Yeah.
and
Oh, man.
she's not a fan of that. I don't want to sit next to my mother watching that, and now it's uncomfortable for all of us. What did I just take her to go see when I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be seeing is it PG-13?
Yeah, PG-13.
Like,
And then-
what if I had my kids with me, like a
Yeah,
14-year-old or something, and
Are
they're
you
watching
serious? Is
that?
it that bad?
It
The
was-
trailer?
Well,
The
that
commercials?
not only
Yes.
that, when the actual trailers started, so those were the commercials. When the legit trailers started after 30 freaking minutes, and now we have to sit through another 30 minutes of trailers. The trailers were also inappropriate for rated R films.
Very,
and I'm
very inappropriate.
like, this is not the crowd.
What
They
rated
were.
R movies?
There
they
was
were-
this Muslim family film that was coming out. That just wasn't. It wasn't the right room for it.
There were a lot of indie films. That's
Yeah.
the thing. And you know, indie films, they like to push it hard because they want to be edgy and all of that, whatever nonsense. And
Sure.
so there were two films actually that were advertised that I was like, wow. One of them has Matt Damon in it, and not that that's
oh
important.
yeah.
Yeah, so there were actually two of them that I was like, oh dear Lord, sweet Lord, I didn't come here to see this.
It just wasn't the right crowd. If I had been seeing Oppenheimer, throw it in that, okay? But this is, you could have had your whole family with you watching that and been like, oh my gosh, like this is
Like, you could take your grandma to go see My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, and then your
Greek?
grandma's saying this. Yeah, Greek.
Greek wedding.
And then, but what was also strange is that they were still advertising, like, the new DreamWorks film.
Yeah.
And I think no, they didn't do the Trolls. But the one about the ducks. And I'm like, who are you? Who is this for?
Yeah.
Who are we? But anyway, that was my big gripe. And that's,
I had never had something like that happen
no.
before.
So it put a really bad taste in my mouth about going back to the theater. Really bad. And I think it had been a while since Mom had been back to the theater, and I'm like, oh, great.
Well, no, she saw Barbie in theater.
Okay.
But even still, it's like, that's just
I don't want to go.
inappropriate.
I don't want to go back to the theater for a while because of
No.
that. Like, what's next? And then it made me apprehensive about seeing the movie because I'm like, okay, what inappropriate things are going to be in this movie?
Yeah.
Thankfully, there weren't any. But oh my gosh. Anyway, let's get back to talking about this movie.
Yeah, no, it really was daunting. Like,
Yeah.
what are we sitting through?
I kind of wanted to leave.
I was
I
like,
wanted
this
to
is
leave.
really inappropriate. Anyways, so My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, we saw the first two. First one is a legend, okay? First one is just so funny. It's great to watch with the whole family. If you like that type of humor, just kind of dry, but also really silly family stuff. Second one, more aware of itself, trying to be funnier, not as legendary, just still like a haha.
Couldn't capture the magic.
No,
you know?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the third one tried too hard, I feel like. It tried too hard to capture the magic of the first and the second, and it did not hit the home run.
And it didn't know what it wanted to do.
Yeah.
There were too many things going on, and
yeah, too many plots.
There were too many plots, and they did not pace it very well at all.
No.
There would be one scene that would just, oh, suddenly we're here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then that lasted a total of 2 seconds, and then we would jump to something completely different.
Yeah.
Would be completely irrelevant. And it was just hard to follow.
So, this isn't like a major plot point or anything, so this isn't really like a spoiler, but there's like refugees in Greece, and I guess it's like trying to be pro-refugee, like let's welcome them in. You don't get that until like the very end of the movie. Like completely the very end.
You don't even get the wedding.
No.
Until the very
because they
end.
didn't fill it in properly. They weren't like, oh, I'm not allowed to go in the city because I am not Greek. It's like, why are you out here in this shack? And they would just randomly cut to you talking to the other main character and then cut away. And then we're back at you again. What is happening? What are these conversations that are being had? They were so irrelevant. It didn't make any sense. Like, at the very end, I understood what they were trying to do, but during, it made no sense. It wasn't clear at all. And it wasn't like, oh, it's some big surprise. It was, no, it's just not a clear story.
Yeah, so it was hard to follow, and you'd want a little bit more development
Mm-hmm.
from the characters. And I tried really hard to like Paris, the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like her. I don't like her at all.
I feel like the characters were not as likable in this one as much as they are in the other two. Like, Tula was kind of...
She was all over the place.
Yeah, she wasn't developed at all. She wasn't clear. You know, I'm trying to be a good mom. I'm trying to keep my Greek family together, as she was very headstrong in the first one, and then, you know, her family developing in the second one, and this and that with the marriage. But this one, it was just, what is actually her goal other than getting this journal to the people?
And why is it so important to her? They kind of bring this up. Why is it so important to her in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
They said that they kind of joked that she's always done everything her dad has ever asked her to do.
Mm-hmm.
But this one thing is so important to her. I didn't, maybe I missed that as to why it's so important to her.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know. And then, this is kind of a spoiler, whatever. I don't care if it is or not. When the cousins come in and pretty much save the day,
Mm-hmm.
how fast did that happen? They just hopped on a plane and headed to Greece. What is the timeline of events here? They ended up in Greece. They had to take care of the restaurant, but left.
This was in a time span of a week.
In just a week.
Yes.
Which a few days have already passed.
Mm-hmm.
The two cousins fly out to Greece, which from Chicago to Greece is at least 12 hours,
Mm-hmm.
if not more. It takes from Atlanta to Scotland takes 8 hours, at least 8-hour flight.
Yeah.
So flying to Greece has to take longer. So they get to Greece and they charter these yachts, not yachts, but these barges to go from these islands to island to find these old men and bring them together. But they also have time to party at night.
Mm-hmm. So what they had said was, oh, we can't extend our flight tickets because we're only at this time, so we have to leave at the end of the party, or at the end of the reunion, we have to fly back. So all of that was just within the span of a week. The story was all over the place. The characters were all over the place. It was very underdeveloped. Now, that's not to say that it wasn't funny. Okay, there were some
funny.
haha laugh out louds. I loved the apron. That was hilarious.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I was like, okay. Love that. So there were some ha-has. It was still very lighthearted. You know, the characters were like themselves, crazy and obnoxious, and we love them for that. But it just wasn't magical like the other two.
Did it feel more like a sitcom than anything?
No.
Not even that, no.
Okay. It felt more... It felt like an indie film.
It did, like a dry indie film.
As opposed to a well-crafted, well-thought-out movie that the first one was.
Because the second one even had like a bigger production. It felt more put together than the first one. The first one felt like a 90s type of rom-com, you know, early 2000s rom-com feel, and then the new one felt upbeat and exciting, and now we have a story, we have a plot. This is great. It's family fun, awesome. And then this one was just kind of like, oh, we went back.
It was like, okay, so the title of the movie is called My Big Fat Greek Wedding. So it should be centered around a wedding, you would think. But it's actually centered around a reunion, and they sprinkle in a wedding at the end that
kind of like American Pie. They changed one of them to like American Wedding, you know, just
I saw both of those.
Just do it like that. My big fat Greek reunion. I don't know.
Yeah, they should have done
something
that,
like
honestly.
that. Yeah,
they should have changed the title. But that's it. That's the take on that. I mean, is it worth going to see in the movie theater?
No, not at all.
Not for if your theater's like ours and decided to spend 50 minutes on commercials and inappropriate commercials that your family now feels awkward sitting through. Then no. Also, probably not worth your money to go watch it anyways. Watch it when it comes on streaming. So
Or don't.
It's not terrible, okay? It wasn't terrible.
Just mediocre.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but not terrible. So do that. Do with that what you will.
I'll tell you what it looked like. It looked like a student project.
Yeah,
Dang.
kinda.
What?
Kinda,
Yeah.
A good-looking
And
student
you know what's a little strange about this?
It felt like a foreign film. I'm sorry. It felt like a foreign film. You know how they're kind of weird?
No, because foreign films, they're made well.
No, not a lot.
Well, it depends
of
on
them.
the foreign film. Not all foreign films are, amazing.
It felt like a foreign student film.
Oh my gosh.
Very specific.
Oh my gosh. What's a little surprising, this is my last point, is that Tom Hanks was the producer on this.
Yeah.
He and Nia Vardalos, the director and the star, Tula. His Rita Wilson, Tom Hanks' wife, is Greek, and they all go way back.
Gotcha.
Back to the old days.
Well then you would think that he would help be a part of.
In fact, he produced the first one.
You would think that he would, since it's his involvement in it. I know he's not directing it, but his involvement, he would want to have a quality thing come out.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
It was just one of those things. I'm like, they put it out, but was it their best work? So I don't know.
Such a teacher thing to say. Was this really
your
best work?
Could you have done better?
Were you tired?
Yeah.
Were you tired? Feeling a little lazy, cutting corners? It's
Teacher
okay.
brain
Be honest.
Never stops.
Be honest.
Be honest.
I just want your honesty.
Oh my goodness. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. All right, so moving away from movies, let's go ahead and jump into some video games. What did you all think of the Princess Peach video game? Princess Peach Showtime.
I think it looks fun. It looks
so
weird. Cute. It looks weird. But first of all, I'm so excited to be getting a Princess Peach game.
Yes.
It's not. It doesn't seem like it's the Princess Peach game that I wanted.
No.
No, not at all. But at least it's something,
I'm
and
not mad.
it looks fun. It looks fun at the very
It looks
least.
like almost like dress up with Princess Peach. You know, it's kind of what
Yeah, I can see that.
took away from it.
That's not a bad thing. Let's make
Yeah.
that happen.
Dress up
Well,
with Princess Peach.
so the reason why they're probably doing that is because, and I don't know if Odyssey started this, but in Odyssey, they have costumes for every single level they go to. So
multiple costumes.
multiple costumes from different worlds.
Merchandising.
Exactly. So when you meet Princess Peach Endgame, you find her in the different places, and she's got a different costume to match the vibe of whatever location she's in. So I think they're utilizing hey, we can put them in different costumes. We can make them look fun and cool and match a vibe. So, I don't know. Maybe that's what they're going off of, and they were like, yeah, let's just keep doing that. Because it looks really nice. I mean, it looks kind of not Paper Mario, but like the sideways, like stage
like,
of
yes.
Paper Mario.
That's what I was thinking. It looks like Paper Mario.
Yeah. So I would love to get it. I don't really know what like the gameplay is like, what you need to do, but it looks cute to me. So I don't know.
I'll definitely be picking that up.
Alright.
And I'll have way more time to play things. Starting next week, I'll have way more time to play things.
Tomorrow's the last day.
Yes. Yes.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Katie's quitting her second job. Yeah.
Just so I can play video games.
Yeah. No, it's to be at home with the kids.
Really, so I can get better. I've been sick for so long. I just gotta get better. You hear this? This is not my normal voice!
You're not gonna get better. It doesn't get better. I'm sorry to tell you. Yeah. Well, anyways, so that's the Princess Peach Showtime video game. Now, moving on to Elder Scrolls 6, about 5 years away, and may skip this console generation and quite possibly might even skip PlayStation.
It's gonna have to skip PlayStation.
That is an absurd statement to read out. That's insane to say.
Bethesda is raking it in right now with Starfield. So they're gonna be
But
milking
they could
that.
be making more.
Oh, they could, but
And
they're not
we'll
going
talk
to.
about that later. We'll talk about that
Yeah.
later. That's the next
Yeah,
bit.
but anyway, they're gonna have to skip PlayStation because Bethesda is owned by Microsoft, I should say, and so it would have to be a sweet deal if Sony wants in on that Elder Scrolls 6 money. It's probably not gonna happen. Xbox knew what they were doing in a way. Microsoft knew what they were doing in a way when they bought Bethesda. But I don't know if it's too late for them or not. Probably not. These are big titles. But we're going to have to wait, just like we're waiting for GTA 6.
That's just a crazy statement. Might not be on this console. Might not even be on the next
It's like,
console.
why do we even have... No, but it'll be on the next console. It's just going to skip this generation. It's like, why do we even have a PlayStation 5? Why do we even have whatever the Xbox is if you're just
Xbox
gonna
is
take advantage
already...
of this?
Phil Spencer for Xbox is already talking about their next console already.
Why are they releasing these consoles when their current console is already succeeding, just like the Switch? Okay, they technically still don't need to release a new console. Maybe better hardware. That's fine. Like an upgraded version. That's cool.
Make it skinnier. Make
Sure.
it thinner. Yeah. do that
but
for
a
sure.
whole new console is really not needed because you can't crank out the games fast enough.
Isn't
for
the
that
Xbox
console.
only like 2 years out? Am I wrong about that?
It's
Yeah,
2 or
it's-
3?
Yeah, it came out around COVID.
Right. So where are the
what's
games?
the rush? You know,
Exactly.
People are just now getting 5s and Xboxes.
They don't. Not
now.
everybody can even still get one because the price is so high on them. And
No, I think people can get them. There's a shortage where they didn't have the chips.
Yeah, for the longest time.
Yeah,
but not
you
even
can get them now.
Not
You
even
can get
would
them
you.
now.
Not even
And
would
they're
you
discounted.
want one. Not
There's
even
people
would you want one because what game are you gonna play on it? There's nothing new titles.
Spider-Man 2's coming out, man. Tired of you guys. Spider-Man 2's coming out.
So what?
That's
So
one
what?
game.
Is that
So
is that
what?
It's
I will
Spider-Man
tell you.
2.
I will tell you. So what? Is that a console seller? No.
Yes, it is.
Not.
It is.
Absolutely not. No.
Oh
Brian,
my
Brian.
Listen.
gosh,
I
are
played
you
the original
serious?
Spider-Man. I played the original Spider-Man. I don't know how good it is. That is not going to sell consoles.
No,
that
no,
game
no.
alone is not going to sell consoles.
It's a great game. That would sell the console. However, then it's gonna collect dust because you beat the game. What else are you gonna play on it? There's nothing else to play on it.
Spider-Man 2, you don't just beat Spider-Man 2 in a weekend. That's
Some
It
people
doesn't
do,
matter.
though.
Yeah, some people do.
People are crazy when these gamers
Why would
are
they
nuts.
put all this crap in there with all these unlockables, searchables, all
It's the
this
same
and that?
thing with Tears of the
No.
Kingdom, okay? Tears of the Kingdom could easily be a console starter, okay? They could have launched the new console for the Switch and been like, Tears of the Kingdom is going to start it. People finish that game stupid quick, unfortunately, because they put stupid amounts of hours into it. I'm like, where's your day job? But they just I don't know. They spend endless hours where I'm like, I have 60 hours in this game and I love it. It's amazing, but I don't have the time. But some people do. And so if you only have one game and it's Spider-Man compared to like Tears of the Kingdom, there's no comparing, and people are gonna beat that game in an instant and be like, "What's next? Where's the catalog? Where are the other games?" So
There's a bunch of other PlayStation 5 games.
yeah.
Otherwise, then what you're saying is that for all the technical power of the PlayStation 5, all the technical power of whatever the Xbox is, that is a failure of a console generation because they were, one, really hard to get, two, they were super expensive, three, they didn't have the software.
I don't think it's a failure because it was so in high demand, but it's a lackluster console because there's not a whole lot of games to play on it. You've got backwards compatibility on it.
It
right?
won't hold a candle to the PlayStation 4, which
Right.
was a huge seller. It won't hold a candle to PlayStation 2, another huge seller.
And if they're gonna crack
the
out
Xbox, it's not gonna be an Xbox 360.
No, and if they're gonna crack
everybody
out
had one.
a new console this close to releasing that one, then it is gonna be a dead console. So it's just gonna be.
Yeah, it almost feels like it was just what a bust.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would hope that they would do a little bit better. I get COVID screwed a whole lot of things up. Games can't be produced as quickly because of what happened. But, I mean, we're post-COVID now, okay? It's been a few years now. Let's get some games cracking out, even if they're not huge hitters. But let's get something.
And really, they should be coming out with games because look at what Nintendo's doing.
They're not the highest quality games, but they're something and people will buy them.
And they are fun.
Yeah.
They are super fun. And we didn't even talk about the direct from this past week. We mentioned a little bit about the Peach game.
Mm-hmm.
But what the direct didn't show spoke a lot. They showed a lot of games that we already knew about. We were teased at the Peaches game in the previous direct. We were also teased a little bit about Luigi's Mansion 2 getting ported over from the 3DS to it was the 3DS to the Switch. I don't think there was any Pokemon news. No, what was the first bit? What was the No, there was No, that was the other one. The first
there
bit
was
of the
Detective Pikachu news.
Yeah, Detective Pikachu. There was also Super Mario RPG, which we already knew about.
Yeah.
So we already knew about those games. And then we were surprised with Thousand Year Door, which I'm really excited for.
Yeah, I
love Paper Mario. And that was a nice surprise. And they mentioned a lot of Donkey Kong stuff, which makes me feel even more like next year is going to be year of Donkey Kong. But more so, this direct was hinting at there's no heavy hitter title that's really coming out anytime soon. Those are going to be really good games. However,
but no Donkey Kong.
Well, because they're saving it for next year. I'm calling it. Next year's going to be, it's the 30th anniversary of Donkey Kong Country. So I think they're going to go big with that. Which is why we're getting Diddy Kong and Funky Kong in Mario Kart. And why you have Mario versus Donkey Kong coming out, which I think was a GBA game, something like that. So you have that. So they're gearing up for something big. So I don't know.
It does seem like they are gearing up to announce something huge.
For the next console.
They're not announcing anything huge. Like you got the Luigi's Mansion, the Peach game. It's nothing
groundbreaking.
Humongous. Like, whoa, oh my gosh, they just dropped a Super Smash Bros. Or something. Like, no, they're not doing any of that. So I think they're holding off. They're like, hey, we'll just keep dropping these games that still excite your little brains because you guys, you love the Donkey Kongs. You love the Pikachus.
Splatoon DLC, which I've been wanting to play Splatoon first. I've had such a craving to play Splatoon.
Yeah, it's hard to sit down now to play it. But
yeah, which is, it's a shame because I love Splatoon. So yeah, I think
they're gearing up.
I think we're gonna hear something in December.
But this is the way to do it. This is the way that they're doing it right. And PlayStation and Xbox need to take a look at what Nintendo's doing because they're doing it correctly. They are still releasing games for their console that is on their 6th or 7th year. It's slowly dying out a little bit. Still has a great fan base because it's still the newest console. Games are still coming out on it that are great and keeping audiences coming, but it's starting to slow down with the heavy hitters gearing up for the new console. So they're doing the right thing, not saying, oh, well, you guys have like a few AAA games. Good for you. Now we're already working on the next console. Like, what? I just bought a PlayStation 5. What the heck? I'm waiting on some new games for it. We're past that. But what? I'm already behind. So there's that.
And the rumor mill just keeps churning out rumor after rumor for this new console, whatever it is for the Switch. The big topic is backwards compatibility.
Yes.
Will it be backwards compatible? In
Please.
Which I certainly freaking hope so.
Please, I spent a lot of money on these games.
Yes.
Well, anyways, let's go ahead and go to our last news segment. And Brian touched on this a little bit already. Starfield hits 10 million players in less than 3 weeks. It would probably be double that if it released on Sony too. So, Brian, do you want to talk a little bit about Starfield?
Yeah, I mean, seen a lot of gameplay of it. I mean, the game looks awesome. Bethesda, they know how to make open world games. They got it's definitely a Bethesda game. But it's like, oh man, why didn't Sony get a piece of that action? You know, because that would be a nice game to have for the PlayStation 5 right now. It really would, you know, especially like, man, if Sony players, PlayStation players, if we don't get a piece of the action of Fallout whenever the next Fallout game comes out, like what
if
the
ever.
heck? If ever, I mean, whenever Fallout 5 comes out.
When was the last Fallout game?
Fallout 76.
Oh,
it was that trash?
It was that garbage.
And that was years ago.
Lest we forget, Fallout 76.
That was literally years
I didn't play
ago.
that one because that one was historically buggy.
Yeah.
You know.
Did we ever talk about Fallout 76 on this show?
I don't think we ever.
Because
wow.
I don't think Bump That was.
Why would we torture ourselves to play a game that bad that actually doesn't have any story? It's literally just walking around, hanging out with people, and looking up recordings.
Hey, it sounds like that other game. Oh my gosh, where you're a mailman. Why can't I think of that name of the game?
Oh man.
They're making a sequel. Guillermo del Toro worked with.
Death Stranding.
Yeah, it sounds
yeah.
like Death Stranding.
Yeah.
When is that sequel coming out? That's what I'm.
But
curious
that
about.
had cutscenes. Fallout 76 doesn't have cutscenes.
Beautiful looking game, just sucked gameplay. Like, what? I don't know. That's just my opinion. I watched several people play that game. I didn't play it myself, but I'm not gonna spend money on
yeah, that game.
And I'm like, this is embarrassing. I'm sorry.
I love watching gameplay while I'm working, and it's funny. Like some of them are just, they'll be like, if you play Spider-Man, it will take you 6 hours. If you play God of War, Ragnarok, the gameplay is 9 hours. You know, so you watch the video and you don't watch it all at one time. You just like let it play. You know, but that one, I remember that one. That one was like 72 hours.
It was such a long game for nothing.
And sometimes because I like watching it without commentary.
Yeah.
No commentary, so you just watch them play all the cutscenes. Sometimes with it depends on which one. Sometimes with cutscenes, blah blah blah. Like Cyberpunk 76 was like a long one. If you do like Red Dead 2, that's a super long one. But Death Stranding, that one was the absolute long. I mean, Kojima games are super long anyways. So this one was like, but it was just like literally a guy just putting
walking
a ladder
down
and not even walking, trudging.
And falling over all the time, losing your packs. Like, I don't know. It was
trudging.
The vehicle mechanics driving over terrain and getting stuck and then just falling. It was like, this looks so bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The gameplay actually looks so bad. Those cutscenes were beautiful, okay, except for when Norman Reedus is in the shower and we're getting a random cutscene.
No, I'm like, Norman. Nice booty there, baby.
Oh my gosh, with his monster that he drinks or whatever, Red Bull or something.
I think it's a monster.
No, that game. I can't wait to watch the gameplay of the second one and just be like, what is this series? But anyways, so I'm glad that Starfield is doing well. I hope it continues to succeed. I feel like they need something.
Anything. Xbox needed this.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I am not a fan of Microsoft or Xbox. However, I encourage the competition because that makes the other competitors want to work harder and produce good games.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I do hope they do well, which makes me hope that the other people do better. The other studios do better. So,
yeah.
Give me a better Pokemon, dang it.
Come on. Get it together. Don't be so embarrassing with your graphics.
Also, give me that 3D Donkey Kong. I know you have it. I know it's out there. Open world Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Do it.
What the heck?
Yeah.
What are you at the hecking?
No, it sounded pretty good. It sounded legit, like a real sound effect.
Except maybe choke a little bit.
Damn.
Yeah. Anyways, that will conclude the news segment. Let's go ahead and jump into the chunk zone.
Oh, Chunky.
Yeah, we're broken down here, Brian. I don't know if you can tell, but all of us teachers.
Oh, broken.
Yeah, it was funny. My kids all summer long have been healthy as a nut. The minute they go to school, you know, it's like, what the heck,
germiest place
man.
in the world.
Oh,
You could try to
Lord.
keep it as clean as you possibly can, but no, it'll never be good enough.
Uncle Fungus.
Oh, yes.
Pretty much.
Germies. Okay, so let's jump to the chunk zone. Brian, this is your chunk, so let's let you open it up.
Okay, so going a little off script here for Bump That. We usually don't talk about literature, but saw an interesting article on a fellow website props to IGN. They went with the best-selling books of all time. And so I just kind of wanted to talk about them. It's the top 25 non-religious books, because obviously the best book ever created, the Bible, would be number one. Suck it, all you fiction fans out there.
And heathens.
Yeah. Yes, suck it. But the Bible would be number one. Yeah. A few other ones out there, but we're not gonna. Sherlock Holmes would probably be in there. Dracula, Frankenstein, but this is a big mix of just random top 25 best-selling books. Obviously, we know a bespectacled wizard is going to be in here.
Oh, yeah.
But what I really wanted to talk about is we're going to go through the top 25 to 1. Ask if any of you have read this book or seen a version of this done through radio, movies, TV, and which version of it you'd like. For example, say if you've never read Pride and Prejudice, or if you had to read it in high school or something, did you watch the movie, or did you watch a TV show? Which BBC version of it do you prefer? That sort of deal.
Gotcha. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, here we go for number 25, our mother's favorite story. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Anne of Green Gables.
Yeah. Let's go.
Which I never realized is set in Canada. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I thought
I've never
it was
read.
set in Kansas.
No.
Oh no, I've never read Anne of Green Gables. It's like the chickest book. Like it's straight up like chick power, redhead girl power.
Yep.
The worst kind of power there
I
is.
have never read the book, but I have watched an adaptation of it. I don't actually know what this was on.
Was that the Netflix adaptation?
No.
Okay.
I do know that they had one. It was like Anne with an E or something like that.
Yeah.
I did not watch that. I watched a different one that had multiple DVDs in the box set, and Mom watched every single one of them, and she was like, watch them with me. I'm like, okay. And I actually enjoyed it. It wasn't terrible. I liked it. It was cute. But very much like a Little House on the Prairie type of thing, you know. If you don't like that type of thing, then this is not for you. So
Jimmy hit me.
Exactly.
Because you're a girl, an ugly redhead girl.
You have stupid braids and freckles. Ew. Freckles.
Okay, number 24. The book is called Heidi. Did any of you guys read Heidi?
No.
No.
Heidi of the Alps?
No.
Okay, did you guys ever see the famous movie with Shirley Temple?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. When I was a kid, I remember watching Heidi, played by Shirley Temple. She's trying to get back to her grandfather. You guys ever watch Shirley Temple movies?
Animal crackers in my soup.
Oh my gosh.
something loop-de-loop.
Yo, shut the Heidi. Shirley.
That's the only thing I remember from Shirley Temple were those commercials where it was like, get her now in color.
Remasking and killing.
Yeah. These can now be yours of a $75 payment, you know, whatever.
Watch this small child be exploited for money.
Yeah.
Wow. Dang.
Oh my gosh.
She was like 4 years old.
Yeah. But
and
no.
Then all those movies and TV shows they made, like Cats Don't Dance, isn't that based off of like Shirley Temple?
Yes.
Oh,
my
I
gosh.
actually didn't know that.
Freaking love. Yes, that's true.
Great movie.
Oh,
Oh, is she supposed to be the little girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Because she's got like the golden curls
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah.
Oh, she was a little like.
And then in the one Batman animated series episode where this little girl she has like a disease, and so she's frozen in time as like the age of like 6, but she's actually like a 40-year-old woman.
Oh yeah, I know
gotcha.
which one you're talking about.
Yeah, and she takes over a TV station to try to relive the past, and Batman's got to save the day. Classic Batman.
Oh, love Batman.
Okay. All right, number 23, Lolita.
Nope.
I don't like that name anymore. People have tainted that word, Lolita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have
We'll leave
not.
it at that. It's kind
Yeah.
of a pervy kind of book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This next one, I never heard of this one. Book number 22, 100 Years of Solitude.
Nope.
No.
No. Okay. All right, 21. I know we've at least seen the movie. Never read the book, but Ben-Hur.
Seen the movie.
Seen the movie.
Not read
Seen
the
the movie.
book.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that's across the board.
Did you guys watch the new version of Ben-Hur that came out?
Nobody saw that version of Ben-Hur.
No, it lost
No.
a
Is that what I
ton of
watched?
money. It
Hang
lost
on.
a ton of money.
I
The one with
gotta
Morgan
look it.
Freeman. Morgan Freeman is in it.
I don't remember.
If not, you probably watched the one with Charlton Heston from the 50s.
60s?
59.
60s. 59? Yeah, 1959. It's a great movie. Great movie. Super long, but great.
Oh, yeah, I watched the old one. Yeah.
Okay, yep. All right, number 20. The Bridges of Madison County. Read the book?
Nope.
No.
Seen the movie?
Nope.
No.
Seen the movie. Clint Eastwood is the man. He's so good. You guys want to see Clint Eastwood be a sex symbol? Watch this movie. You'll
Hey,
be
when
like,
he was younger,
Is
he
that
was
what
a
we want to
babe.
watch?
okay,
Kinda.
so Clint,
But
Clint,
I also want to watch him now. Looking at you, Clint.
Clint
Clinty.
Eastwood and Meryl Streep get it on in this movie.
Oh
They
my.
They have a torrid romance. It's
Oh my.
like, yeah, they're banging on the kitchen floor. It's
Oh.
crazy.
Okay, this
Hanging
release
on a
date is
trash
95.
can.
By
What?
the trash can.
No, on the trash can.
Oh, on it. Ooh, on the dishwasher. Heck yeah. This movie released in 95. Like,
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood already looks old in this one.
Yeah.
This was so long ago.
He was already like 60 years old.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just crazy.
But it's a great movie. If you really want to watch like a really romantic tissue movie, nothing gets better than Bridges of Madison County. It is such a tearjerker. It's a great movie though. But it's one of those movies that will have you talking at the end about like, did the characters really do that? I mean, I really recommend. Clint Eastwood directs. Meryl Streep gets nominated for an Oscar for it, like she does for every movie she does.
Oh, nice.
So you can't go wrong. For Valentine's Day, watch it and you'll be like, interesting. I really do recommend it.
He is 93 right now.
Yeah, making his final film currently right now. Then he's gonna retire.
Indiana Jones. A Clint Eastwood story.
Oh my gosh.
it's Indiana Jones looking for the corpse of Clint Eastwood. He's like,
Stop!
it's not in the ground,
Stop it!
punk.
Gosh darn you!
He's also, this might be a potential passing soon. This was just a week ago that he has been suffering from his osteoporosis. So that's not good. Osteoporosis is a condition that causes bones to become brittle and fragile, making them more susceptible to fractures.
Yeah,
So-
he's gotta drink that milk, bro.
Yeah, come on, get some calcium. All right.
Harrison Ford says he belongs in a museum.
Okay.
Stop
All right.
talking about my dad's like that, okay?
Our fathers. Yeah, how old is Steven Spielberg? I'm sorry.
Stop. He's like 80.
Is he?
Stop. He's like 80.
76, okay?
76.
Still
okay.
looks as beautiful as the day he did Jurassic Park. Anyways.
Did you guys
moving.
wait?
Oh,
now,
sorry.
see now you got me on the tangent.
okay.
Here we go.
Did
Here
you guys
we
ever
go.
see the Animaniacs Jurassic Park bit?
No.
No.
Oh my god!
If I saw it, it was when I was like 5. Throw me a
No,
bone.
because it just came out for the new version
Oh,
of
okay.
Animaniacs.
Look at how cute he
Where they
was for
spoof-
E.T.
Yeah.
So
E.T.
adorable.
E.T. is giving him bedroom eyes.
Yeah, so hairy. I mean, look, Steve's shirt is kind of halfway open at the
Whoa,
top.
get it
so
on like
he's
Donkey
got those
Kong.
chest hairs coming
Oh
out,
my
man.
Oh wait, no,
God.
this one is even steamier.
Oh, Stevie.
Oh!
Okay. Oh wait, it gets better.
Oh no. Oh my.
Something's about to happen.
Oh dear.
Oh, let's move on.
Please. Please.
Number 19, a book you may have read in junior high or high school.
High school.
Sometimes it's banned depending on where state you live in. Catcher in the Rye.
Nope, never read it.
No.
Never read it.
Nope.
Did they? I don't know if they've ever made a movie about that though either though.
I'll double check, but go ahead.
I
and
don't.
keep
I
moving
don't
on.
think they have. Cause
You guys
that
know
would
what it's
be
about?
Nope.
Catcher in the
No.
Rye.
Bread?
No,
a,
it's about
a baseball catcher.
No, it's about this kid who is growing up and he thinks everybody's phonies and he's just angsty.
You're a phony. A bitch that
Originally
And they-
intended for adults, it is often read by adolescents for its themes of angst and alienation as a critique
See,
of
angst.
superficiality in society.
And it has like swear words, but I think the swear words are like the B word, and so that's why it's
You butthole!
exactly. Okay, a book you may have heard. Number 18, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows.
Yes, I've read it.
Did you read it?
Yes, I've read it.
No.
I read it the first day it came out. Son of a gun.
I still lived at home with my parents, and I wasn't allowed to watch or read the Harry Potters.
We used to read it. I remember getting off work at Publix and picking up the book because they had a whole basket of them for like $29.99, and I read that sucker like one night.
Nice.
It was
No,
awesome.
I was just
One
joking.
night.
I have not.
No, it took me 2 nights. I mean, I'm a fast reader.
It's a thick book. It's like 1,000 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it was
same
good,
thing
though.
for those people who are playing Spider-Man 2, okay? It just takes them 2 nights. It's a thick game, but dang it, they're gonna beat it.
They're gonna beat it. They're gonna
Gonna
beat
beat
that
it.
Doc Ock.
All right. I mean, and I'm sure you guys saw the movie. Both
I
of
actually
them.
have
No.
not seen the movie.
No, wait,
No.
I'm just kidding. You've never seen the movie?
I've never seen the Deathly Hallows.
Ileana!
You've never seen Deathly
Ili
Hallows?
freaking Anna.
There's
What is
2 of
wrong
them.
with
I
you?
know. I have not seen part 1, nor have I seen part 2.
Okay, Halloween, I know what we're doing.
I actually don't even think I've seen. What's the one before that?
There's
Hat-
Half-Blood Prince.
Which is the next best-selling book, number 17.
I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen that one all the way through. either.
Ileana!
And
Are you serious?
I am dead
I'm
serious.
gonna throw this out there just so everybody's aware. Half-Blood Prince is my favorite Harry Potter book, but I was so disappointed by the movie. So disappointed by the movie.
Why? What made you disappointed?
Because the book is like so dark and creepy, but they waste so much of it on Ron and his relationships with chicks. It
Is that the one where Dumbledore?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've at least seen that scene. I've actually played the Lego scene. So like I've played the Lego
my
game.
God.
Well, there you
I
go.
have-
See, this is perfect. This is what we're talking about. Have you done any of the
Yeah, I have
other-
not read the book. I have not watched the movies, but gosh darn it, I've played the Lego game.
I have the Lego Harry Potter game on 3 different consoles. It's so
I think
good.
I think it was in
Wow.
that game when Dumbledore, a flower just like pops out of the ground or something. It's just like a little.
Aw. All right, so that was
Ridiculous.
1817. Next, again, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, the worst Harry
Yes.
Potter book.
Yeah, I
My
agree. It's the
favorite
worst.
Harry Potter movie.
The worst Harry. I think it's
See,
the
you're a
it's the-
psychopath.
It's the biggest, thickest one, but it's the worst book and
Biggest,
the worst
thickest.
movie.
Biggest,
Biggest,
thickest.
thickest.
Go on. But no, it's the worst Harry Potter book, worst Harry Potter movie. Can't stand it.
I'm a huge
Although,
fan hater of Umbridge. We
yes,
love to
I was
hate
gonna
her.
say, she is like, forget Voldemort. She is the main villain that everybody wants to slay.
Yes, and having Sirius Black be there is awesome.
Sirius
Yeah.
Blackbeard.
Voldemort sucks because he can only attack you once a year at the end of the year.
Sirius Black. You threw me off with Blackbee.
I said
Black.
Blackbee.
Black bee. There's a black bee right there.
No, just like
That
as
was
a
my name in
name, like-
college. Blackbee.
All right. right.
Yes, Brian Blackby. House Blackby.
Like
Blackbee.
like Blixby or something. When I said at the
Bingsley! Bingsley!
that sounds like a Harry. Listen, that sounds like a Harry Potter name. Sirius Blackby.
Sirius Blackbee! No, Sirius.
Oh yes, the House of Blackby. Founded in 1922.
3 points to Blackbee.
Blackby, sit down.
Of course, Mum.
Oh, poor Blackbee.
Oh my.
All right. Moving on. Book 15 in best-selling books of all time is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
I'll just
This
say
is
This
the one that started the huge pop fandom of Harry Potter.
No.
Yes.
It
this
was
is what.
way before then.
No. This is when
Yes.
the youth, the young adult. This is when they got kind of hot and attractive, and they started growing up.
I hate that movie.
Oh, okay.
And that's when we were all the people were like, oh, Harry Potter's sexy, Hermione's sexy, Ron
No,
is
I think
kinda
it was
sexy.
I think it was actually the third one, Prisoner of Azkaban.
That was the preemptive one. That's the preemptive one.
Because that was
but,
the first one I saw in theaters, and I was like,
Which is the one where
Oh.
they like skip back in time?
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay, yeah,
Prisoner
that's
of
the one
Azkaban,
I like.
which is the next book, number
Which is-
14,
That's
which
my
is the
favorite
best
book.
film. That's the best film.
Yes, I would agree.
Prisoner of Azkaban is the best film and an excellent book. But it's also the lowest selling box office one because at that point they were growing up. They had no idea what they were going to do with Harry Potter at
yeah.
that point. They didn't know
I hate-
if they were going to... The books were still being written. They didn't know if the actors were going to outgrow it, blah, 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 blah. There was a lot riding on that film.
Emma
There-
Watson. Oh, go on, Ileana.
Their hair, let me just say, their hair
yeah.
in Goblet of Fire, okay,
Yeah, I hate it. I
is
hate it
awful.
so much.
And that's why I mostly hate that
But
movie.
that's one of the reasons why it just did so well because they were just
Doing something
teenagers.
different.
Yeah.
They were doing something. Emma Watson actually did not want to come back as Hermione.
Right.
But something, I can't remember what it was. Something changed her mind.
yeah.
no, I
her
love
money.
love
an
for
earring.
Draco Malfoy.
No.
Ew,
What's
money.
his face? She actually did have a crush on.
No, it didn't have anything to do with money.
What's
Where
that
the
guy?
heck did I just lost
No,
an earring?
They got paid.
Y'all.
They got paid cash.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
They
Y'all.
write me a check, add zeros.
And then she got to be a Disney princess because of her fame from
Yeah.
those movies. So good for her.
All right, number 13. No more Harry Potter for a little bit. We got The Alchemist. Anybody ever heard of The Alchemist?
No.
No.
Katie's
never heard
looking
of
for
it.
her earring.
Okay. Number 12. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
A good one. A good one. Super good.
Good book.
Yeah.
Good book.
I listened
Good
to the
sequel
audiobook.
There you go. All right, number 11 of the best-selling books of all time, The Da Vinci Code.
No.
No.
When this
Never
book
read
when this book came out, it was all the rage.
Yeah,
Everybody
it was everywhere.
everybody was talking about the freaking Da Vinci Code. And it was almost like a Bible to some of
Yeah.
these people. I was like, you guys need to get a life.
Barnes and Nobles was on fire. at
Well,
that
and
time.
it was also because people when people didn't think that it was a Bible, you were on the opposite end. This is sacrilege. So there was a huge divide there, and it's like, can
Well,
you just not enjoy this
Here's the
fiction?
thing. If anybody, yeah, exactly. If anybody thought that it really was true, all the allegations made, then you were just silly.
Yeah.
It is a work of fiction, people.
Yeah, but
People.
it's funny because in the work of fiction, the author, Dan Brown, he writes in that all the blah, 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 the art and the symbols that we read in here are all factually true. And there's like
You know what
and there's Catholic sects that believe in like whipping yourself and
Yeah.
lots of other
You know what else is factually true? My butt.
Oh.
Sick burn!
Get 'em! Sick
Go
Got
on.
him! What? Oh, go on? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
Then
on.
there was the movie with Tom Hanks that was not great.
That was his worst haircut
Yeah.
ever.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
Ugh.
That movie.
He kind of looked like the Mona Lisa.
That movie got a 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. Ooh, not great.
But the next movie they did, based off of the other book, Angels and Demons, way better.
Yeah.
That movie is very entertaining.
Yeah, it is.
Filmed at the Vatican. Excellent. The next book we have, number 10. This is an Indian book from the country of India, Vardi Walagunda.
Oh yeah, I've read that.
Don't know
Okay.
that.
Tell me about it then.
I've not read that. No.
Okay. We're
Oh,
gonna move on.
No.
you piece of trash.
No.
He got excited.
All our Indian listeners are like, hey, you should talk about that.
Oh my gosh.
Looking it up, I just got transported to a whole other world.
I
Well, like,
No.
like these Bollywood things. I'm sorry, they're just absolutely insane.
Wait, Katie, were you the one that sent me that clip of like Bollywood action films?
Did I feel like that's something I would do.
Yeah, they're like all these corny Bollywood.
Oh yeah.
action
Oh,
films
they're
from the
so
70s.
Bad. Yes.
They're
yes.
so
Oh,
good.
they're so bad,
Uncle Danny
dude.
loves those things. Let me just
Yes.
tell you.
I mean, it's like Kung Pao kind of stuff, you know?
So bad they're good. So bad they're good. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
it's like, oh man, like if I smoked weed, I would watch those and just
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
baked
gosh.
and just watch the
This is a family show. This is a
Smoke weed every
the
day.
family that gets high stays high.
Woo!
Oh my gosh.
Moving on.
We
Number
here at
9.
Bump That Studios
Number
do not
9,
condone
She,
the
A
comments
History
made
of
by
Adventure.
Brian Bellman.
Okay. Number 9, She, A History of Adventure. Did you guys read that?
No.
No.
It's a story about you. She.
I am her.
I am
Great.
making my own adventure.
Okay.
In my
Number
stomach.
8. Number.
What did you say? In your stomach?
Yeah.
Ew.
It was trivia night, so we went to the pub.
Gurgle, gurgle, slurpee. Mm.
Okay. Number 8. Best-selling books of all time. The Chronicles of Narnia, Part 2.
Oh,
The Lion,
yes.
the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
So
I've
good.
I've read all of the Chronicles of Narnia. Yes.
Ooh, good
Yes.
for you.
Such a good book. And the other two movies as well as good books. So there's that. C.S. Lewis knows how to write them.
They are remaking them again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we knew that. We've
Yeah,
talked
we
about
knew
it.
that.
Yeah,
Talked
but
about
like
that.
that was said years ago. And I keep getting articles for it being like, it's happening. Where is it?
Same thing with Avatar.
Yeah. Okay,
Um,
it's happening. So, but where?
Actually, other than the movie that came out, there's other 2 instances of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. There's I think it's a focus on the family radio drama of it that I remember that's done really, really well. Really well. So you're able to use your imagination as you think about it.
cool.
And then there's actual like an old I remember we went to the library when we were kids.
Library?
Library?
I heard library. We
You
went
did
to the
say library.
library.
We
and
went
I
to
got to check out my favorite book, but there was a booger on the book, so I went to the library lady and I told her there was a booger, and she wiped it off.
And then I got a different book.
When I was a child, our mother took us to the place where you borrow books and sometimes DVDs or VHS tapes. And we rented a BBC version of Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe with very corny special effects that were kind of drawn in. But I still remember it though. It still sticks with me.
Was it like
I remember the witch was probably the scariest white witch out of anything I've ever seen. Of all the versions I've ever seen.
Was it like Joshua in the Promised Land? That bad of animation?
I don't think he knows what that is.
No, it was live action. It was a live action thing,
Oh, okay.
BBC. But like the animals were like drawn in, like bad CGI drawn in. So they're looking at this way, but the animals it just didn't match.
Yeah.
But the White Witch was done. She acted it. The performer did a very good job.
It did.
Okay, number 7, The Hobbit.
I actually have not read the books. I've
Never
seen
read
the
it.
movie, but I have not read the book.
You know, they say that it's a children's book, but it's a very difficult read. It's actually a very... Like, they say that, like, a 3rd grader could read it. Like, this has to be a very advanced 3rd grader
I
to
feel
read.
like my son could read it. It might take him a while, but even both of them, they're very advanced readers, which I'm like, dang, they're great. I sucked at reading at their age. This is awesome.
You, like, do you guys ever read any of the Redwall books at all?
Mm-mm.
A little bit. I tried. I really tried to get into it, but I think when they came out, I was a little young.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to revisit them again, especially
Yes.
since the Redwall show, I think they were going to make a series out of it, was canceled on Netflix. They were
Yeah.
going to do that, and then they canceled it, and I want to know what they were missing.
Oh, I would love to do that. Somebody should get their hands on that. That's
Yeah.
a good thing. But one thing they like a lot of these books do is there'll be a lot of like poetry or songs, and reading poetry and songs in a story is always kind of a pain in the neck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden they like you're reading, and then the dwarves gathered around and started to sing a song, and then you're reading like their song lyrics.
Yeah,
and
it
they're,
doesn't
like,
translate
and it's just,
properly.
you read this like poetry and you're like,
It sounded
can we
better
just
in your
skip
head.
it? Yeah.
on?
Yeah, moving on. Number 6, Dream of the Red Chamber.
Nope.
No.
I think it's a Chinese story. And number 5, And Then There Were None.
I've heard of it, but never read it.
No.
No. Number 4, the one that's to rule them all. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yes.
I've listened to the audiobook.
I remember the first time that I saw that book was at our cousin Kenny and Keith's house. And we were like, wow, you have this evil book here.
Oh my gosh, this demonic book? You're allowed to read that? Dang.
Witchcraft. Yeah.
And wizardry.
I remember being in elementary school, and I was like, I felt so left behind because everybody around me was reading that book, and I wasn't allowed to. I'm like, well...
I don't think it's not that we were allowed to, it's just that we didn't care too much.
No, I straight up wasn't allowed to. You were older, so you didn't understand what I went through. That's
Don't even.
evilness!
You didn't even like to read.
No, I didn't, but I wanted to fit in with my classmates, and I wasn't allowed to read it.
You,
I knew
okay,
specifically I wasn't allowed to read.
It was probably more like this. I want to have the book.
Uh,
I want to have the book
No, 'cause
and be
I
like my
remember-
friends.
I remember reading the Lemony Snicket books and loving those. And everybody was like, oh, yeah, this is like that times 100. So these are super good. I'm like, I want to read it and it be
Oh yeah?
you
Well, I
can
got
read
something
it.
that's that times 1,000. Whoa!
Oh.
Okay. Number 3, The Little Prince.
No,
No.
You guys need to read more. Okay.
sorry.
I read other books.
Okay. Number 2, A Tale of Two Cities.
Yes.
Was the best of times, 'twas the worst of times.
And I... Wait, what?
'Twas the Worcestershire.
A Worcestershire.
Yeah.
I did read this book in high school. I don't remember a darn thing. I'm so
Well-
Who
sorry.
wrote it?
I couldn't tell you.
What?
I couldn't tell you.
You
Wasn't
just
it
lost
Charles
$1 million.
Dickens?
Yes, it was Charles Dickens' Sister Katie.
I couldn't tell you a single thing about
I
this
haven't
book.
even read this book.
I read it
haven't
in
read
high
it.
school. I
Yeah,
remember
what's
having to
wrong
read
with
this.
you? You
Don't
don't even know who
remember
the author
anything.
is?
No.
And you
Nothing.
call yourself an educator.
No.
I
She
teach
teaches
elementary
computer.
school.
She teaches computers, not books.
Yeah. I had a kid today who was like, "Can you read this book with me?" I'm like, girlfriend. One, you're in trouble. Two, you're going to read this book by yourself because I got a class to teach. Do you see me teaching these friends how to read? I don't think so. I'm teaching them how to use a computer. I am not your English teacher. Bye-bye.
Yo, man, what the heck is your problem, bruh? Asking me interrupting my class?
To read a book with you? Read a book? No. I ain't doing that. Anyways.
All right, last but not least, the best-selling book of all time, with tons and tons and tons
This
of...
is surprising. This is actually a surprising one.
Yeah.
The answer is Don Quixote.
No.
No. Oh, I read an excerpt from it in a...
I read it in high school.
Yeah, I had to read it in high school. Not the whole thing. It was an excerpt. I don't remember how much we read of it. I don't actually know how long.
It's been made into countless movies and TV shows over the years. The one I remember the most is with Bob Hoskins playing Sancho.
Pancho.
Panza.
And there's one that just came out like a year or two ago with Kylo Ren guy and
Adam Driver.
Yeah, Adam Driver.
Yeah. I know him, but Charles Dickens who? Am I right? Yeah.
No, you're not right.
Hey, you're not cute, okay?
I am!
Especially not when you do that.
That was all the 25...
That is quite interesting.
We're literary masters here. I'm bumped that, as you can see.
That is an interesting list. Like, looking back at it, Don Quixote's number 1. Number 2 is A Tale of Two Cities. Huh.
Those books have been around a long time.
They keep getting
teachers
republished.
to make their classes
exactly.
read.
Exact freaking. When I think back to what I read in high school, those books were jokes. Not all of them, but there were a lot of books that I was like, why in the frick are we reading this?
Ooh, I remember reading some book my junior year of high school, and it was about like an African soldier, like a child soldier, and the guy was narrating it, and it's very graphic. Like, the kids were cutting people's heads off and, bleep and bleep and bleep. And I remember listening to this book. It was so boring the way this guy was reading it. So I'm reading this really graphic book, but I'm falling asleep. I'm like literally snoozing. And I had to like jolt myself awake because my teacher is watching. And I'm like, I'm sorry, lady. This guy is boring me to death. She's like, do you understand that he has to read this in a monotone voice so he's not triggered from what he went through? I'm like, that ain't my fault. Get somebody else to read it. I don't know.
Yeah.
With some more enthusiasm, because it's putting me to sleep right now. Okay? I apologize. I'm actually surprised to see that.
I'm sad that like you actually used the word triggered. Like, really? You're gonna use that word for this situation?
Yes.
What are we doing here? Come on.
I'm surprised the Mice and Men isn't on here. Because that's another popular like high school book.
Or Fahrenheit 459 or
451.
667.
Xbox 360.
101. 999, whatever it is.
Hey, don't give me any more ideas. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, that's a good point too. So, that is an interesting list.
Indeed.
I don't know what else to say. That's all I got.
Hey, go out there and read a book, bump that.
Go read a book. We tell you guys to consume a lot of media. This is your chance to go pick a book and read it while listening to the Bump That podcast. Make sure Oh wait, sorry. Go.
Have you ever tried turning off the TV, sitting with your kids, and hitting them?
What?
It's from Futurama. It's from Futurama.
Oh my gosh, it's awful. And with that will conclude this week's episode of Bump That. If you guys like this video or this episode, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you did not like it, I mean, let's be honest here. You don't have to like everything. You are allowed to have an opinion. Give us a thumbs down. But comment down below why you did that, okay? I need to know. Anyways, we've got Brian in this corner.
Take a look. It's in a book. It's reading Rainbow.
There you go. We've got KT in this corner.
I'm in danger.
Okay, both of you suck. I'm Liliana, your host, signing off on yet another episode of Bump That. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you in next week's episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.